I had a mission today, to catch a big fish on a ultralight fishing setup. Although I knew that using this setup in the Florida backcountry would be no easy task, I was confident I could get the job done. But early on, I was shown why this could be a daunting task.
Nice snook, guys. Guys, massive snook on the ultralight. Oh my, came off. Snap me off, guys.
But was also rewarded after that with reassurance that it can be done.
Here we go, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous day so far. Gorgeous snook.
Ultimately, this challenge was a ton of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did. As I shoved off on the dock, one thing was evident. It was windy. Probably the roughest I've ever seen the bay. Because of this, I knew I would have to tuck away, so I decided to find a secluded spot in the mangroves and begin my day.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Today I got something pretty awesome. You guys can probably tell from the title what this video is about, but first off, let me start by saying this weather is insane. I mean, I hope I catch something. I rigged up the classic gulp shrimp because if there's some bad weather and stuff, that's my go-to. But literally 3-foot chop in the bay. I'm sticking close to home. For you guys who've wanted me to fish back in Estero Bay area, here it is if you're seeing this. Not a lot of places to tuck away on a west wind in Estero, not gonna lie. But with that being said, guys, we're tucking away. But the main story of this video is that freaking awesome setup right here. So I got the 1000 Florida Fishing Products Osprey CE Pro with 6-pound braid, and I got a Fenwick. Let's see what this is. I never used a Fenwick before. Fenwick Elite walleye rod. I found this at a store around here and I saw it, and I mean, it was the only medium light I could find. But so it's rated for like 6 to 10-pound braid or something like that. But it's this whole setup is insane. It's so light. Gonna be an absolute blast, but I really wanted to do a light tackle setup for a while now, in a light tackle video, ultra light. And it's just gonna be such a fun setup for in the future, paddleboarding, you know, walking the beach, stuff like that, really fun. I've been loving the Florida Fishing Products. Highly recommend checking them out. Literally no complaints after abusing them for the past month plus. But with that being said, really awesome setup. Gonna figure out something, throw in the gulp shrimp, natural shrimp on a 1/8 ounce Z-Man jig head and a loop knot, see what happens. But just explore, tuck away, and hopefully catch some nice reds and snook. Let's go get on them. Alrighty guys, well, without further ado, time to go get on some fish. You guys can hear that drag. Hopefully we hear that screaming. Definitely new to me. I've never done a video like this. I always throw light tackle, like 3000s, but usually they're on medium rods, which if you hook a big snook on a medium light, it can be tough, man. But, I mean, you can throw this rod around for days. Something that's nice about the CE Pro 1K compared to probably some other 1Ks is it has a nice gear ratio still. Like, it honestly feels like I'm using like a 3000, you know what I mean? You don't have to crank 500 rotations to get the line back in, you know what I mean? Which is nice. Gonna have to set the hook hard. Make sure I get the hook into him with this lighter setup.
As I wrapped up my intro and trolling motored into this cove, little did I know that on my 5th cast of the day, I was going to hook an absolute giant.
Nice snook, guys. Guys, massive snook on the ultralight. Oh my. I got 40-pound because I was gonna go to the Everglades, which is gonna help me out here. Oh no. Came off. Snapped me off, guys. That thing was middle 30s. Snapped me at the braid. That's the issue with using 6 or 8 pound. I think I got 8 actually. Guys, the fact I just hooked a snook within the first 5 minutes of fishing on the 1K ultralight setup that freaking was probably mid-30s is absolutely criminal. That he just snapped me off like that. I knew I was gonna be in trouble. He was dancing around in the open. You don't got a lot of margin for error when you are throwing this light braid. That is super unfortunate, guys. I thought we were gonna land a stud. That thing was giant. He was a big Southwest Florida snook. That was my biggest snook in a minute, 35. Re-rig and get back to it, all well. Alrighty guys, well as I rig up, that is pretty unfortunate. This braid, just no shot, this braid holds up, man. 8 pound braid, and honestly, I am a big believer in braid brand, and I think this is the Berkeley because it was the only line they had that was under 10 pounds at Ace Hardware. Probably not the best braid you can buy for $14, abrasion resistance wise. And if we hook one that size, we're gonna have to, I mean, I had my rod tip in the water, but I might have to free spool it and hop out or something, because that was, there was no shot I was stopping that fish, you know what I mean? But guys, we are re-rigging, putting this gulp back on, and we're gonna get back to it. Back with the gulp shrimp. Let's get to it.
That was definitely not how I expected to start my day. That being said, I don't think it could have started with any more action. As I continued down this line, I was hoping for some more of the same. Perhaps with a different ending, of course.
It's funny, there's that saying that big fish always hit the small rods. And it's like, I could see us today just hooking into some giants and not having much luck because I'm throwing such a small setup. Oh wow, I am just putting on a clinic right now. Guys, we're just skipping along. Honestly, I'd really love to get a big redfish. Could definitely see one sitting here. That was sick. That was a little snook. He came up and crushed it, man.
As I continued down the line, it was not long before I hooked another respectable snook.
Guys, that's a nice snook too. That's not a joke of a snook. Okay. He's probably low 20s. It's a beautiful snook. Here we go, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous day so far. Look at that. Can't make that up. Gorgeous snook. Perfect hook set. He was barely hooked. That's why I was kind of nervous, but pop that out. You guys can see that. He flashed on it. Kind of spooked when I casted it in there. Guys, that's not a joke of a snook on artificial on a 1K too. I mean, look at that. He has some meat to him, man. Probably 22. Gorgeous fish. Big mouth on him. He's gonna be a nice size snook soon. To the deeps. It's a good start, man. Let's keep going. Let's go. You know you're about to have some action when you cast in there and you hear that signature little like whoosh of a snook. A lot of times when they're laid up like that, or if they're up top, if they hear that bait land, you'll hear that little whoosh of water like that. I knew I was gonna be on, and he swiped at it a couple times. Maybe he had some buddies, but I doubt it. I bet it was just him. He missed it a couple times. Just kept the gulp kind of in the same place. He found it. So to be able to come out here on literally probably it's 30-mile-an-hour wind day, gusts at least, and within the first 30 minutes of fishing, catch a 22-ish fat one and miss a mid-30s snook on a 1,000 size reel with a light rod. Super grateful to be able to do that. Can't really beat it, you know what I mean? So. Oh, look at that, guys. Adding to the species list. Beautiful little trout right there. Ate it. Let's get that hook out. There we go. Bye, buddy. That was cool. I haven't caught a trout that little in a while. Good to see some smaller ones too, not just some bigger ones. I think that's a little red. Either that or a jack. All right, well guys, successful day to start. First hour of fishing probably. Not even 2 o'clock yet, so we got about 4 hours of fishing left. I think we're gonna have a good day. This wind is outrageous. I wish it could just die down a little bit, make my life a little bit easier, but not gonna happen, so just gonna keep fishing. Anyways, but gonna work back towards where we're kind of protected again, see what happens. Just had a giant redfish follow it up. Oh, guys, it's pretty hilarious. I just had like a 30+ inch red follow it up. You could tell it was big. As soon as he started following up, all that bait spooked. That's literally what happened with that snook. I was fighting that snook and mullet start spooking because they think it's freaking coming to attack them. But that red was orange, man. Casted it right up in the mangroves. Oh my gosh, that would have been gorgeous. That was so cool. You guys saw that. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That snook came up and smoked it. All right, guys, time to go.
Getting to another area was no easy task though. As the winds were strong, I navigated to another protected line, and I was hopeful after our previous spot, looking to get on a redfish to complete the backwater slam.
Alrighty guys, well, we are back fishing. I'm gonna cruise this line, protected line. Honestly, never fished here before. Hopefully we get on them, but these winds are, this is the roughest I've ever seen Estero Bay. Like actually pretty awful. So not fun, but that being said, the fact we've got some fish is pretty awesome. So gonna keep grinding, keep doing that. I'm gonna fish this probably the next hour or two. Got some creek systems and stuff, see if we can't find a red or a snook cruising, but pitching these mangroves, but let's go get on them.
As I grabbed my gulp shrimp and continued to cruise down this line, I started to have the realization that today may be slowing down, but the snook continued to prove good to me as they kept me busy for the rest of the day.
Here we go, back on the board. Nice fish. Feels good to be back on the board, guys. I mean, good grief. Trying to tuck away from this wind and stuff has just not been fun. Little guy right there. Here we go, there's another little guy. Guys, this water is just so pretty right here. I really hope we can get a nice one in here. I don't know what this leads to. It leads to a little cove.
As I inched through this narrow passage, I was hoping there was going to be a reward at the end of the tunnel.
That was hilarious. The way he was fighting, I was like, is this about to be a giant? He was like coming at me. I had a horrible hook set. Well guys, we're making something happen, which is the important thing. Obviously missed our giant at the beginning. Who knows, we still got some time. Could make something happen. In the meantime, we're still staying active, which is always fun with these guys. There we go. I mean, guys, we're still on him. I thought that was a log. He hit it right when it hit the water.
The wind became so strong that it was even hard to tuck away from it back in these creeks.
That thing hit it hard, man. There's lots of little snook in here. I mean, guys, you cannot complain about this, man. Fishing in literally horrible conditions, catching snook on a Tuesday afternoon. Look at that fish. I mean, just beautiful fish right there. There we go. There's a lot of snook. These little pockets right here. Oh my goodness. That was awesome, man. He had a little bit more meat to him, not big, but he almost jumped in the boat.
As we began to wrap up our day, it was only fitting that we added one more snook before we called it quits.
Guys, I was just about to call it. I think that might be our last fish of the day. We got literally probably 20 of these little guys. That might be a little generous, maybe 15. And we almost had ourselves an absolute heck of a day. Let's wrap it up with this guy, boom.
As I concluded my day and prepared for a rough ride back, I was pleased with how the ultralight fishing went. It was something different, and ultimately reminded me why us backwater anglers prefer 3 and 4K size setups in a normal setting.
I mean, pretty fun day. I'd keep fishing because we're just about, I mean, it is 4:37. I mean, we have plenty of time. And it sucks because it is very, I mean, we're getting into that peak bite time, you know what I mean? Where we're supposed to be able to go get on some big ones. But with that being said, I mean, it's just, there's not much I want to really do in these winds. It's just pretty tough to fish when they're like this, you know what I mean? And that being said, we had a great day. I probably caught over 15, 16 snook. And I mean, story of my life lately has been missing big snook, which, to be fair, I'm throwing a 1,000 with 8-pound braid and a medium light rod. Heading into this video, I would have been happy knowing I hooked a big one. Obviously would have liked to catch them, but I think that is somewhat unrealistic when one takes you into the mangroves. There's not much you can do in a situation like that. You kind of need it to be low tide, or not much areas for them to go tuck in, to hide under, you know what I mean? Not really a winning battle. I genuinely thought I was gonna land him. I had him on for probably 30 seconds-ish. And I will say, after using it, this 1000 Florida Fishing Products Osprey CE Pro is definitely on my list of one of the favorite things I've used in a while. It is very fun, I mean light, and paired with this Fenwick Elite walleye rod. Obviously not really probably meant for down here, but it's a very nice rod. Like I said, probably not going to be throwing this much regularly on the channel in the backwaters because I don't want to snap off on fish like that again. Would have had a way better shot on a 4K. Still would have been tough. I mean, he would have taken me into those mangroves regardless, but 4K with 10, 15-pound braid, probably could have gotten the job done on that 30, I'd say mid-30s, maybe 32 to 35. Hard to tell when they always look bigger in the water. But with that being said, guys, it was a fun time. I've been wanting to do this for a while and finally pulled the trigger on buying one of these and one of the rods. Awesome stuff. This is gonna be a light tackle, sight casting on a low tide when they can't really run much places, slash I could see myself walking the beach with this in summertime where they don't have anywhere to run. But a lot of opportunities for this rod, and it is a gorgeous rod. But with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I've been reading some of the comments, gonna be fly fishing here soon. I really wanna get some more films out for you guys. I love doing those. Nice switch up from just the regular fishing, but you guys have been really watching a ton. We're at 7,000 subscribers, which is awesome, and cannot thank you guys enough to allow me to come out here and do this. But with that being said, guys, I am going to be at the skiff show with my skiff at Mangrove Outfitters in Brookside Market off of Davis Boulevard. Beautiful fly shop. Really fun time. I go to Brookside a lot. Awesome time there. Gonna have live music, gonna have a food truck. So, and you guys can come if you're interested, check out the Tarpon Bonefish 17. My personal skiff will be there along with, I think, the 19. But with that being said, guys, I hope to see you guys there. That is Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. I'll be there and gonna be an awesome time. Hope to meet some of y'all and I hope you guys enjoyed. But with that being said, guys, see you guys soon. See you Saturday.